Okay, so I just want to preface this by saying that none of this made me uncomfortable, so it shouldn't make you uncomfortable. Okay, so I was in New York for one weekend, my senior year of high school. I'm an acting major, so I had to audition for schools, which was a very spooky process, but it was fun because I got to go to New York with my dad. And after a long night of auditioning, we went out to dinner, to unwind. And we were staying at this hotel called the Pod Hotel. It was very modern, and it felt like you're in a submarine, sort of. We were in like this tiny room. It was really cheap, I think, which is why we were staying there. Like it was all white, and like there were tiny windows, and like there were bunk beds with like individual TV screens on each bed. It was very retro. And so we went to this restaurant next door for dinner. And my dad and I were eating, and like we look over, and like in this corner booth, this like majestic booth, there was this like older guy sitting there. And my dad looked over and he's like, "I recognize him." And I was like, "I don't." And he was like, "No, he's definitely famous." And I was like, I don't recognize him. And my dad was like, "No, he's definitely famous." And he was like surrounded by like these ladies. And so I was like, "Well, he's gotta be famous. He's surrounded by ladies. And he's like old and like a little bit like past his prime. So he's got to be famous," but I didn't recognize him. And so like it was really bugging my dad. And the waiter comes over and my dad's like, "Who is that?" And the waiter like kind of smirks a little bit and like tells my dad his name. And my dad's like, "That's it." And the waiter kind of like giggles. And then we were like, okay, I was like, "I still don't know who that is." And my dad was like, "Crap, what was he in? What was he in?" He could not figure out what he was in. And so we get back to the Pod Hotel and we IMDb this guy. Turns out, he's a porn star. And my dad's like, "Yes, I have that movie." A great bonding experience. That's the end.